I first discovered the little church of St. Peter and St. Paul in Reznovice, passing by on a reconnaissance trip to Templestejn in the Jihlava valley south of Brno. It is celebrated as the only example of a Romanesque church in Moravia. The central part of the church consists of a square nave with three apses. The octagonal tower formation, topped by a pyramid, rises above this part of the church, and it was at one time a two-storey structure. Originally part of a nobleman's court, no one seems sure of its origins, which are shrouded in mystery. It may have been founded as early as the early 1100s, and it once belonged to the Templars in Romanesque and Templstejn. There are a number of 16th century tombstones and another stone bearing a Templar cross inside. There is also an interesting stone bearing Kuman inscriptions from the early 14th century. The inscription mentions Marcus or Mark, and is the name of a Kuman warrior who died in Hungarian service. The stone has 8.5 identifiable characters, and we know that it's not a forgery, as Bohuslav Balbín in 1677 speaks of a church that is paved with the tombstones of the Cumans. While he doesn't mention the location of the church, he says it's somewhere between Invancice and Oslavany near Brno, and must surely be this church. Interior paintings were added around the middle of the 16th century, and some of the paintings remain and are said to represent St. Andrew and John the Evangelist. Above them are half figures of angels with inscription strips. The Templars had a presence in nearby Romanesque and later moved it to a more strategic headland watching over the Jihlava River, Templstejn. According to some sources, the grave of the last Templstejn commander may be hidden by the church. We did find this stone pebble cross placed strategically on an energy line that runs through the church, straight down the aisle, as is the case in many Slavic churches. Maybe this was something to do with that last Templar. It's a very beautiful church and well worth a visit if you're in the area. A little bit further down the road towards Templstejn, the locals have built a modern shrine to the Templars for cyclists and tourists and picnickers, and as we look down the road towards Templestejn, it's quite plain that the land here has been used for some purpose in the past. The Jihlava Valley is full of mystery, energy and beauty.